Hello friends and bienvenidos to the second installment of Café con Leche. I had a friend make fun of me because he says that I'm starting a blogger lifestyle YouTube channel 8 years too late. I understand that that's probably true, but also that was kind of mean. But I don't expect to get money and fame out of this. I'm just gonna have a little fun and share my thoughts with as many people as I can because I'm going crazy. Today I'm gonna talk about why I love Young Thug. On Sunday, August 16th, the world of Twitter celebrated Young Thug's birthday. My dog's being really loud, so I'm gonna pause for a second while she Today I'm gonna share 3 reasons why I love Young Thug. The first gets us into a conversation about trap, which is a subgenre within the hip-hop music sphere. Trap is essentially sharing about what life is like when you're hustling and moving drugs and perhaps getting into illegal activities and having confrontations with police officers and losing your homies over that. There's more to it than that, but generally trap is rambunctious and it's braggadocious and there's a twinge of sadness and melancholy in it, but more often than not it's celebrating the spoils of war. When T.I., the King of the South, that's not the right term. When T.I. released trap music over a decade ago, he opened the floodgates for a community in the South, primarily, to talk about what it was like to actually live and the means that they were going through to survive. I love T.I. and I really just like trap music and almost anything that comes out of Atlanta in general. It's the epicenter of hip-hop in my opinion, and it's where all the innovative things are happening. When I reflect on why trap music connects with me, I find myself going into a place of reflection at what it was like to grow up in a community that was primarily composed of immigrants that were in the United States, undocumented. The point is that when you grow up in a community like that, everything that you do, despite your efforts to be a respectable citizen, are colored with the fact that you did something illegal as a means of survival. Mind you, we're going to church and worshiping, we're talking about being washed by the blood of Jesus, and I have to go back to church because that is where the primary place of community was for me. That I had school and I was there for a few hours and I'd go home, and then on the weekends, on Saturday and perhaps Sunday, we would do church all day. That was my primary community, and we're all singing songs and raising our voices in hymns and preaching from the Bible and talking about righteousness and sins being forgiven and all that. And the reality is that we anchor all of those in our tangible human experiences. And for upper middle class people, it's anxiety and depression and mental health disorders. And for low class immigrants who are undocumented, it's going to be colored by the fact that you are here as a crime. And it's fascinating how trap music has become profitable, and so obviously now there's a whole industry around talking and sharing about this. So that's kind of profiting off of the criminality that other people are willing to take on. And in my community too, like a lot of the people's jobs came from capitalists who were willing to profit off of other people's ability to do jobs for pay that other people wouldn't. It's really interesting how who gets rewarded and what gets rewarded, who gets punished and what gets punished, it is kind of varied and all over the place. And really, you just need to find a capitalist who's willing to take a chance on you to survive. So, trap music, it connects with me in that way, in the way that there's a sense of braggadociousness and confidence, and here's what we're doing as we're surviving, and here's how we're thriving, while the discourse or the topic material is in fact things that are not, right. So yeah, that's kind of the larger philosophical reason why I think trap music connects with me, and why I love Young Thug as he exists within trap music. Now, Young Thug, second reason that I love him, I just find his usage of voice fascinating, and if I'm honest with myself, I feel like all I have in this world is my voice and my ability to say words in a way that sometimes people want to listen to me. Obviously, as I'm not even a preacher these days, this is very disorienting because now my primary sense of existence is disoriented and I can't even write because I've had writer's block for a long time now. Yeah, I'm a vagabond. But nonetheless, voice is important to me because I'm very fascinated by what people do with their voice and how they go to various lengths to emote. In fact, that's probably why Kanye West is so important to me as well, because he has revolutionized the usage of voice in hip-hop. Of course, he may have plundered some of that from other artists like T-Pain and so forth, but the point is that he popularized it. And even in the white music that I love, like Bon Iver, John Mark McMillan, Billie Eilish, Sufjan Stevens, there's a very interesting usage of voice and how they emote through vocals. Young Thug comes onto the scene of trap and he is just warbling and yawing and improvising and going to whatever lengths he needs to be able to kind of communicate that sense of emotion. The third reason I love him is that him, as well as Future, they're confident, they're braggadocious, they're narcissistic, and this makes sense because this is the culture that we live in. We live in a society. But also, they're very moody and they're introspective. Future and Young Thug are both people who are melancholy at heart and are individuals whose experiences and emotions as they're conveyed through music connect with me because I'm a melancholy person and I like sadness and I like to feel sadness and I like to be introspective and I like to reflect. So, you know, Young Thug will talk about whatever, and that's cool, but it's when he's in his feels, warbling away, that I find him to be the most interesting. Not to say that So Much Fun wasn't amazing, because it was. So, there you have it. Those are the 3 reasons why I love Young Thug, and why I'm all over the internet praising Young Thug. Even though he'll never meet me, I wish him a happy birthday. Thank you so much for watching this. My goal for this one is to get 15 likes, so if you're watching it on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're watching it on any other platform, then I invite you to give it a corresponding like, because it'll help me survive and make me feel like maybe I should do another one, and that's a good feeling, because affirmation's nice. So, have a good day.